let me tell you the most amazing and strange story you ever heard. A story about a girl named Angelina. She had the most beautiful cat and the most beautiful and dark imagination. One day, this imagination manifested one of her creations into the real world. Joe Ripper. A horror slasher that was born to kill all the other horror slashers that ever existed. And together they both fell into a dark hole of amazing, strange, and fantastic stories. Stories where Joe Ripper had to face other dark creatures from her imagination. And boy, let me tell you, some of these creatures were more bizarre than you could ever think of. Yeah, Angelina had a flair for the dark and grotesque, but that gave Joe Ripper many reasons to do what he does best: to kill, kill, and kill. And for those who are wondering, despite being calling Joe in the third person by telling the story, I am Joe Ripper. And through 3 seasons of this show in the channel, Angelina and I have lived many unique experiences. Remember the time we went to see the Decapitator in the movies?
Hello, Decapitator! Remember me? Oh, let me refresh your head.
What about that time that Angelina found an online game that got her addicted to play it all the time? But the procrastination and dopamine literally flooded her mind, subconsciously and in the real world. Of course, it was up to me to enter this game and kill its creatures for real. Oh, and of course, that time Angelina literally visited the world of the dead. But different than what anybody would expect, that place was more like a fun house than some creepy universe. Fulfilling my usual routine of protecting her, I had to go down there and interrupt the party. Yeah, I know that got me a little into trouble, but it was important to Angelina because she was dragged down there to meet her deceased uncle, a comic book creator that gave her some tips to improve her own creations, especially me, who was, putting it lightly, a little disliked by the folks in this world. Ow! Oh, but nothing compares to when Angelina's cousin Alicia came to visit her, an also very creative girl who brought her own characters to Angelina's mind to be manifested. A group of fantasy characters that obviously got into confrontation with me right away. But I have to be honest, among them there was this very interesting and kind of attractive sorcerer. I had to take drastic measures to make them release Angelina and I. We went to her own universe and had a little fight with our weapons exchanged, and that didn't go very well. For neither of us. She had an accident with my scythe, and in order to save her, like any usual fairy tale, she had to be kissed by a prince. This time, a dark prince. Well, she didn't like that much, but it's okay because everything ended well. Oh boy, in Christmas time, we received a very magical visit. A Santa Claus from Angelina's imagination, and he brought her a great gift, a book of ideas for the next season of the show, one that started with one of our best episodes. Angelina was kidnapped by nothing more than Nazi zombies, and it was up to me to execute a rescue mission and enter their fortress by doing what I do best, slaughtering them and spreading guts and blood all around. And this is basically it. Our adventures together is a great mix of horror, humor, action, the bizarre, the gothic, the funny, the monstrous, the grotesque, the cute. Never missing the point that despite these insane misadventures, both of these characters love each other and will always be there to support one another. The greatest relationship between a creator and a creation. But who the hell creates these stories? Let's talk a little about the other guy, Gus Santos, and please don't mind his ugly face for now. Let him show a little bit of the raw process of creating these animations. This will be a scene of the next animated short in the channel. So he starts by drawing one specific frame in one piece of paper. When the drawing is made, he uses the drawing pen to highlight the lines. Next, he paints all the areas that need to be painted in this drawing, depending on the lighting in the scene. Here it is. Next, he gets another paper sheet to draw external elements that will play in this scene. In this case, we have an arm reaching for something in a pocket, a second expression for the character in the scene, and his hand grabbing a skull. After that, he cuts them out, glues them in the paper and takes individual pictures with each element glued into the paper and then edits them together. And this is the final result. And this is basically how he created this channel 4 years ago, having a lot of fun in creating these very raw and simple animations without the use of any advanced technology or AI. By the way, there's no place for AI in this channel. And he created many fun animations like a Batman one, Dead West, which is a western with a cowboy character killing many zombies in the most gore and beautiful ways. There's even noir detective stories, but of course a little different than the usual thing. And now, here's a sneak peek of the next animated production of the channel. And this is it. If you liked our channel, please check all the 3 seasons of Joe Ripper right here, and also the other animated productions of Joe Ripper. For now, see you soon, and like I always like to say, don't fear the Reaper.